Hi, Barb. Hi,
Hey,
Heather.
hey, Katie. Hi, Barbara.
How are you guys?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm so good.
Welcome back from traveling.
Thank you. It's good to be home. It was really good. It was real. Everything went relatively very smooth. Ireland was amazing, and then Spain was amazing, just totally different. Um, but home is home, so I'm happy to be home.
Yeah, I
Did you
get
guys
that.
do anything? Did you have any fun adventures?
Adventures, but not necessarily fun.
What did you do, Barb?
I had to go back to Florida. I think I'm getting ready to go back for my fourth time in like 6 weeks for some
Oh my
family stuff.
gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
crazy.
Well, that's not fun when it's like not vacation, because traveling, just the process of it is
Oh,
exhausting.
oh, it's so exhausting.
It's not like it's dysregulating for the nervous system. I hate the process of traveling.
Yeah.
Some people like it and they can find like relaxation in it. Like I get to read or I get to watch a movie and I can like enjoy that for a little bit, but like a 10-hour flight or something, it's just like, okay,
Wow.
I
Yeah.
need to move my body. But anyways, we do it and we do yoga to make it all better. All right. I think I'm doing core today.
Yay.
The email corrects me. Me and Kim switcheroo because she is headed to where's she going? Seattle, I think. Yeah, Seattle for Taylor Swift concert. She's crazy, dude. I don't even know how she does it because we got back the same day from Spain. And then the next day she went to Colorado for a Taylor Swift concert. And then she got back from Colorado for like 2 days or something. And now she's going to Seattle for another Taylor Swift concert. I'm like, you're psychotic. She yesterday at yoga that was like, I think I feel ill. And I'm like you're not okay. She's like, no, not like actually sick, just like something's wrong. I'm like, probably jet lag is hitting you. Just funny. All right, let's do it, you guys. So I think I already muted you. Yes. Okay. You're all muted. And then if you have a block, grab a block. If you don't have one, grab something to substitute for a block, or you'll be okay without one. There might just be like a couple things that you have to modify or something else. So blocky poo and then lay down on your back. And take a moment as you lay down. Maybe stretch your arms and your legs long. Maybe you want to hug your knees in. Maybe you want to give yourself just like a little temple massage, a little self-love, some shoulder massage, neck massage. And then eventually find stillness in any position you want. So maybe you're in Shavasana, maybe you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart. Maybe you've got your feet on the ground with your knees bent, which is what I'm going for. Bring your feet, if you want to, a little wider than your hips. And this is constructive rest pose. Close your eyes and just start to notice. You can find a sense of grounding. So feel the ground underneath you and your connection to it, the stability that it offers you. And then as you continue to feel into that sense of grounding, see if you can also feel into a sense of lightness. So through your upper body or your front body, part of your body that is looking up, feel light, almost as if you could float up. And at the same time, feel your back body feel grounded. See if you can hold both lightness and groundedness at the same time. Maybe you go back and forth if you have to. Or maybe you can simultaneously feel into both opposites. So just getting curious. There's no right or wrong. You can't succeed or fail. It's just an experiment in your own, really in your own body, imagination, your own embodiment. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Every little space inside of you expands. Hold. Open your mouth, side out, let it go. Do that again. Big, huge inhale. Feel your back body press down towards the earth. Your front body expand up towards the sky. Hold. Open your mouth and big sigh. Ah. Last time, biggest inhale you've taken all day long. If you want to, you can spread your fingers, maybe reach your arms up or reach your legs out. Just an option. Hold, 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 hold. And open your mouth side out, soften. Ah. Start to come into your Ujjayi breath. So through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And as you come into Ujjayi breath, everybody, wherever you're at in your position, windshield wiper pose. So feet on the ground with knees bent, feet mat width distance apart. Extend your arms out to both sides and just take your knees side to side slowly and intentionally. You want your feet wider than your hips so that there's space in your low back. And slow, spacious Ujjayi breath. So really start to turn it on. Hear that sound, that whisper noise. And then after a few rounds of windshield wipers, so if you want to take a couple more, you're more than welcome to. But eventually, come back to center, grab your block or whatever you're using and bring it in between your inner thighs. It doesn't really matter if you want it closer to your knees or your pelvis. Just make sure you're hugging in. So just kind of choose wherever it feels most comfortable, and you want the smallest setting, so the thinnest width. So reverse tabletop, knees over your hips and then shins parallel to the ground. Try not to draw your knees in towards your belly too much, but keep your knees just right on top of your hips. Extend your arms out or cactus your arms against the ground. Flex your toes. See if you can get your little baby pinky toe to flex. Squeeze your block, take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, knees over the right, hover above the ground, hold. Don't let your left shoulder lift. Stay here as you breathe in, squeeze your block, hover, hover, hover. And exhale, slowly bring it back to center. If you need to adjust your block at all to feel more comfortable, feel free. I'm gonna move mine closer to my knees. Inhale, center. Exhale over to your left, as far as you can go without touching down, not allowing that right shoulder to lift up. So keep rooted through the back of your right shoulder, breathe in, and then with your exhalation, slowly come back, squeezing your block. Inhale, center, neutral spine, extend your left leg up. Exhale, keep your left leg extended over to the right, hover above the ground, breathe in, squeeze your block, keep the back of your left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center, slow, smooth movement. Inhale, neutral spine, switch out your legs, right leg straight, left knee bends, exhale over to the left, hover. Stay, hold, breathe, hover, squeeze, inhale, back of your right shoulder is pressing down. Exhale, slow motion, back to neutral. Inhale, neutral spine, extend both legs up as straight as you can without pulling on your low back. So bend your knees if needed. Exhale over to the right, both legs extended, both feet active. Squeeze your block, hover. Breathe in here, back of your left shoulder is rooted to the ground. Inhale or exhale, excuse me, come back to center slowly, smoothly. Inhale, stay here, squeeze, adjust anything you need to. Active feet, exhale over to the left. As far as you can go without touching down, without letting the back of your right shoulder lift. If it lifts a little, that's okay. Inhale, squeeze your block. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, slow motion, smooth. Back to center, back to neutral. Inhale here. Now listen, hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. Lift your head up, chin towards your chest. Let's see if you can relax your head back into your hands. So like you've got a head hammock with your arms. I think that's what Forest Yoga calls it. Squeeze your block, active feet. Take a great big inhale. And then exhale, lower your legs about 1/4 of the way down. Squeeze your block. Pull your belly button down, press your low back down. Don't let your back arch. Stay here if you need to. This is as far as you go. Otherwise, take it a little lower. Don't let your back arch. If your back arches, come back to option 1, so a little bit higher. Squeeze your block. See if you can get your legs so straight that your quads engage. Pull your low belly down. Hold, 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 breathe. Relax your head back into your hands. Last time, a little bit lower, so hover your legs above the ground, but don't let your low back lift. Press down. Super strong through your low belly. Squeeze your block. Breathe. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, everybody let everything go. Full body stretch. So you can just let go of your block and reach everything really long. Guys, what the heck? Core. I hate it so much. Shake out your legs. And then grab your block with your legs and just lift your block up to your hands. Set your block, grab your block and set it off to the side. Get it out of the way. Enough of that. Hug your knees in, little rock side to side. So give your low back a little massage. So you guys, you only want to take your legs in that exercise. We're not going to do it again, don't worry. But you only want to take your legs as low as you can without letting your low back lift. So as soon as your low back lifts, your core's not doing anything, your core's not engaged. You want to pull your belly down, lift your legs higher if you need to. So if you can't get them all the way down here, if this is what happens, then you stay wherever you need to. So your low back is pressing down. So you always are protecting your low back with the strength in your core, if that makes sense. All right. So from here, we're going to move into a bridge pose, feet on the ground with knees bent. If you want to use your block in between your thighs, you're welcome to. Arms down by your sides. All of your toes face forward, feet hips width distance now. Exhale, pull your belly button down, press your low back down. So that same action we wanted to be happening when we were doing our core work. Inhale, slowly peel your spine off of your mat. Come into your bridge pose. If you want to work your shoulders underneath you and interlace your fingers, go for it. You want to take robot arms, so bent elbows, palms face in, fingers face up. If there's any other variation you want to take, or if you are feeling a full back bend, upward facing bow, please feel free. Hug in with your inner thighs like you are holding a block. Root through your heels and the inner edges of your feet. Press down through the back of your head so your chin is slightly lifted. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. See if you can pick up your toes and spread them out. Good job, you guys. If you do have your shoulders underneath you, start to work them out from under you slowly. Stay in your bridge pose. Everybody reach your arms straight up towards the sky. One last inhale, lift your hips, hug in with your inner thighs. Exhale, super slow motion all the way down, 1 vertebra at a time. Ooh, yippee. Reach your arms out to both sides. 1 more round of windshield wipers. So take your feet out wide. You can walk your feet forward a little bit as well. And then side to side with your breath. Slow, deep breaths. So if your breath is sped up, mine's going to sped up. I'm working. Slow it down. All right. Maybe one more round or finish the round you're on. And then bring your knees back to center. Draw your knees in, little rock side to side. And then we'll rock up into a seated position. So I'm gonna grab the back of my thighs. You can grab front of shins. You can just reach your arms straight up. Take a few rocks along your spine. See if you can maybe massage those muscles that are on either side of your spine. And then eventually rock up. Find a comfortable seated position. So if you'd like to sit on your block, if that helps you be more comfortable, please use your block. And then take a moment to just settle into your seated meditation. So close your eyes, find your breath here. Nice and neutral through your spine. Soft through your face. Slow deep breaths. I'm going to do just a little bit of neck work. So as you are ready, just let your right ear fall down towards your right shoulder. And if this feels like enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, bring your right hand up and then rest it above your left ear. Just gently press your hand down into your head, and at the same time, press your head up into your hand. If this feels like enough, stay here. If you want just a little bit more, reach your left fingertips out to the left, slightly down towards the ground, and then maybe reach your arm back a little bit. Maybe reach your arm forward a little bit. Maybe reach your arm down or up and just notice how that changes what you feel. You can wrap your arm behind your back if you want to. There's also a variation where you sit onto the top of your hand, so your palm's facing down, but you're sitting on your hand. Your fingers are facing in. So lots of ways that you can kind of explore here, or if your arms are just down by your sides, and that's all, that's perfect. Take about 3 more breaths. Soften your face, your jaw. And then don't move your head at all, but wherever you're at with your arms, just let both arms come down by your sides. Roll your head forward now, so chin to chest. Stay here for a moment, but just like little baby smiley face shapes with the crown of your head. So little tiny movements side to side, not all the way to your shoulders, but just like you're drawing little baby smiley faces with the crown of your head. Keep your spine long, but allow your neck to relax so your chin is drawing in towards your chest, the back of your neck is lengthening, and breathe into the back of your neck. Good, and then from here, roll your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Keep your shoulders soft and relaxed. You might tilt your chin up just a little bit. So perfect place to stay. If something feels not right here and you want to lift your head up and then come back into it by just tilting your head over, feel free to make any adjustments you need to. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can bring your left hand up to the side of your head above your right ear. And remember, just that gentle pressure, hand into head, and then press your head back up into your hand. Feel into that length in the side of your neck, the right side. If you want to add on, right fingertips reach out to the right, slightly down. You can experiment with heights. You can experiment with reaching a little forward or a little back or a lot back, or even wrapping your arm behind you where fingers face inward. Sit onto the top of your hand. So you can really intensify it if you want with some of those variations, or maybe your arms are still resting down by your sides. It's completely up to you. So this is where it's up to you to feel what feels most skillful for you. So we never want to be forceful, especially with our neck. Take about 3 more breaths. Good job, you guys. So keep your head exactly as it is, but let your arms both rest down by your sides. Just like we did before, chin to chest. And then little teeny tiny smiley faces with the crown of your head to start. And then slowly start to make those smiley faces bigger. So side to side and even ear to shoulder, through center, ear to shoulder. If you want to take it in a full circle, feel free, but be very aware as you go back, not to just plop your head back and collapse. That's not good for the neck, but think of extending back. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your spine long. If you are taking circles, reverse them. Good, everyone. And let's slowly start to find our way back to neutral. So head just stacks. And transition forward to your hands and your knees, tabletop. Either move through some cat-cows or move intuitively. So cat-cow undulations, great place to begin. And then just really start to feel around into your own body. Use your breath. If it's helpful, close your eyes. Yay, Laura joined us. Hi, Laura. And then let's say in your next 3 to 5 rounds, so take your time. In your next 3 to 5 rounds, we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. So we're almost halfway through class and this is our first down dog, you guys. How about that? All right. So in your down dog, a few big deep breaths and just really feel into it. See if you can find a connection to your center in your downward facing dog. So feel as if there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up, it's tugging back. Spread your fingers nice and wide and push them into the ground. You can have a bend in your knees, or maybe you're kind of working your legs one at a time towards straight. Let's take one more inhale into down dog. And then exhale, look to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop forward, fold top of your space. Once you've arrived, find a halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, bow, let it go, fold in. Root through your feet and take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's flow for a moment. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, slow dive down into your fold. All the way to empty, and then inhale, lift halfway. Listen, exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank. Inhale at the top, push the ground away. Exhale to slowly lower, strong belly, strong shoulders. Inhale, lift your heart, baby cobra, full cobra, or up dog. You choose, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a great big inhale into your down dog, push the ground away. Exhale, gaze forward, step or hop, top of your space. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, let it go, fold, bow. Feet root down, lead with your heart, all the way up, stretch tall, expand, inflate, take up space. Hands to heart center, exhale, connect back with you. Let's do that one more time with breath, inhale, reach. Slow, smooth movement, exhale down, flowing with your breath, letting it guide your movement, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, see if you can keep that exhale going this time as you lower. Inhale, lift your heart, baby, full cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into down dog. Exhale, look forward, step or float. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Root to rise all the way up. Reach, stretch, grow tall. Hands to heart center, exhale. Good job, you guys. Inhale, reach and stretch. This time, chair pose, sit back. So weight in your heels. See if you can pick up your toes, spread them. If you do not have your feet hips width distance apart, bring your feet hips width distance. And then we're gonna make this a twist. Left hand comes down in between your feet. If you want to use a block, you're more than welcome. If you want to keep your hand further out in front of you, if that feels better, totally fine as well. Right arm to the sky. So I originally learned this pose with hand in between my feet, but to me now it feels better to have my hand a little bit out in front of me. So I'm going to do that today. You do what feels best for you. Okay. Listen here, you can stay and hold right here in your twisted chair, or just for funsies, root into your right foot, hold your twist, but step your left foot to the back of your mat so you're in a twisted lunge for a second. Hold and breathe. And then everybody will meet in our twisted chair. So if you're in twisted lunge, step your left foot forward. Take one more round in twisted chair, maybe twist a little further. And then forward fold, let it all go. Woo. Give your head a little shake, a little nod. It's like you're in a really gentle head banging concert for a second. Really, really gentle is the key word. And then let's find a halfway lift with our next inhale. And exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, plank. You choose, take a vinyasa or skip it, meet back in down dog. Find your breath. From your down dog, right leg to the sky. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Your knee goes out and up. It's like you're trying to open up towards the right side of the room with the front of your right hip. So you want the front of your hip to look towards the right side of the room you're in. Try to keep your shoulders strong and both hands rooted down. Take one more in breath. Exhale, right knee to your nose, round and hollow out, then step forward softly. Rise up to a crescent lunge. Take a moment in crescent. Feel your strong legs, your foundation. Feel a connection to your center, that navel to spine. So neutral spine is what we're going for. Proud chest, reach through your fingers. Maybe you want to find just the slightest back bend. You're welcome to. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh, lean forward. And prepare to balance. So draw your belly button in and up, gaze down at the ground rather than forward. So you don't want to strain through your neck, gaze down. Lean forward, back foot just kind of floats up. Back leg is powerful. So if your back leg feels heavy, engage the muscles in your back leg and make it hold itself. From here, we're going to move into a half moon. Right hand to the ground or grab your block underneath your right hand. Left hand to left hip. Open up. So stack left hip on top of right. Maybe your left arm reaches up. Maybe your left leg lifts higher. Really good, you guys. Take one more inhale. Expand. Take up space. Exhale, forward fold top of your mat. Set your left foot down. You can give your right leg a little shake out. Woo. All right. Now, right toes behind left heel like you're stepping onto a balance beam. Pull your right hip back and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Maybe even off the left side of your mat. Keep pulling your right hip back. If it's helpful, use your block under your hands to bring the ground closer to you. Maybe a little shake or nod of your head. Relax your neck, soften your face. Last couple breaths. And then back to a regular forward fold. So just kind of adjust through your feet however you need to. I'm gonna bring my hips width distance. Halfway lift position, inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Take a vinyasa or choose to skip it. Child's pose is where we'll end up. So give yourself just a moment to rest. Hips to heels, forehead to your mat. If a hero's pose, just seated, kneeling position would feel better to you. That's totally fine also. So if child's pose is not a comfortable pose for you, choose something else. If you don't feel like you're getting anything out of child's pose and it's uncomfortable, definitely choose something else. I know for some people it's really uncomfortable, either in their feet, like the tops of their feet, or the front of their ankles, or just in their knees. So please honor your body. Take about 3 more breaths wherever you're at. All right, friends, and then we'll meet back in down dog. Great big inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, look forward, step or hop, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Back of your neck is long, gaze down. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Big full body stretch, lengthen. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, raise up. Chair pose with your exhale, sit back. Make sure all of your toes are facing forward. Feet hips width distance. Weight in your heels, so pick up your toes, spread them out. Make sure your knees are not doing this. If your knees do this, grab a block, bring it in between your inner thighs, squeeze that. So you might even, depending on how wide your hips are, you want your knees hips width distance apart, and you don't want to be collapsing in. So you want to feel, ideally it's really hard. I took a class from this traveling teacher one time, and he said, imagine you're putting corn forks in the sides of your hips, like you would put into corn to eat it. So see if you can feel the weirdest engagement in your outer hips as you hug in. Like your outer glutes squeeze just the slightest little bit. Okay, woo, chair pose. We've been holding this so long. Oh my gosh, let's twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Bring your hand to a block if you want to, in between your feet, or your hand can be out in front like mine. So find your twist, both hips are reaching back, your spine is long. You can choose to stay here, twisted chair, or you can choose to root into your left foot, step your right foot all the way back, twisted lunge. I'm gonna scoot my right hand back a little as well, so feel free to do whatever you gotta do. Take a couple of breaths in twisted lunge or twisted chair, wherever you're at. Hug towards midline, twist from your center, use your breath. If you're in twisted lunge, step forward again, meet in twisted chair. One last round, everyone. forward fold. Good job. Give your head a little shake. Maybe a little bit of ragdoll. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Take a vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in down dog. Find your breath, side out your mouth a couple times if it'll feel good. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Open up your left hip, bend your knee, reach your knee out and up. So it's like your left hip is a hinge on a door. Your left leg is the door and it just swings open. Keep pressing through your hands, strong through your shoulders. See if you can lift your left knee a tiny bit higher. One more inhale, active through your left foot. Exhale, left knee to your nose, curl in, hollow out, push the ground away, step forward softly like you're stepping over something. Rise up to crescent. Being crescent for a moment, feeling into the stability of your legs, strength of your legs, length of your spine and your side bodies. Proud chest soft through your face. Slow, steady breath. Take one more big inhale. Maybe reach a little higher, find like the slightest little back bend. Exhale, bring your hands to your front thigh, lean forward just a bit, preparing for a balance. So navel to spine, maybe you kind of inch your back foot forward a little bit. And then when you're ready, just tip forward. So crown forward, heel back, try to keep your hips square. Bend your standing leg if you need to. From here, moving into half moon, left hand on the ground or a block. Bring your right hand to right hip. Open through your hips. Right arm to the sky. Strong through your back leg. Press through your back foot. Open through your heart, take up space. Good job, you guys. Take one more big, huge in-breath. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Give your left leg a little shake out. This time, left toes behind right heel. Come onto your balance beam. So left toes behind right heel. And then walk your hands over to the right or off the right side of your mat. Pull your left hip back. Lengthen through your left side. Breathe into your left side. Breathe down the back of your left leg. See if you can stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot. Soft face, relaxed neck. Last couple breaths. Come back to center. So bring your hands back to center. Come back into a regular forward fold. Adjust your feet however you need to. Halfway lift position. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat. Take a vinyasa if you want, or skip it. Child's pose or a resting pose of your choice. So remember, child's pose is not a resting pose for you. If it's not somewhat relaxing or beneficial, do something else. Just feel and observe. Maybe give yourself a couple open mouth sighs. downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, open your right hip. Stay here and hold, or option to flip your dog. Right foot steps down behind you. Right arm forward, lift through your hips and reach your heart forward. Shine your heart forward. One more breath. Come back to a three-legged dog. Right leg extended. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right shin forward. Set your body down gently. Pull your right hip back and even slightly up as you take your heart forward and down. If there's anywhere you want to explore in this pose for any reason, please feel free, or if there's any other variation that would be better for you today. We'll be here a little while, about 10 breaths. About halfway there. Open mouth exhales are always welcome, so feel free, especially at your own home. Maybe it would feel good to just go, noise, sound. We're so uncomfortable letting it out of ourselves. It feels so like ugly, or like we're self-conscious about it. So just let it go sometimes, especially if you're at home by yourself, and just see how it feels. See if it feels uncomfortable. Get curious about that. All right, let's slowly start to find our way into a seated position. So start to lift up, and then nice and easy, just let your hips open as you sit over onto your right butt cheek and swing your left leg around. Both legs extend forward. You can lean back on your hands for a minute and just give your legs a nice little shake out. Let's take a couple of rounds of windshield wipers, seated windshield wipers, side to side. All right. From here, let's bring our knees back to center. Left leg forward, sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh, and then kind of rock forward and come onto the front edge of your sit bones. If it would be helpful, sit up on a blanket or something like that. So sole of your right foot, left inner thigh. I'm going to spin around just so I'm facing you guys, but still same thing. Sole of your right foot, left inner thigh. All right. Let your hips open rather than trying to square them forward. So we're opening up here. We're going to come into a side body stretch. Press your foot into your leg, leg into your foot, left hand to your left thigh, right arm up. Big inhale, exhale, reach towards your front foot, but keep your heart open. So not closing towards the ground, but as if your heart wants to look up at the sky. That's what you're working. Flex through your left toes, press down through your left heel. And at the same time as you're pressing through your left heel, imagine you're trying to press down through the back of your left thigh. Press your right foot into your leg, leg into your foot. Breathe into your right side. Let your heart look up a little bit more. Take about 2 more breaths. Reach further. Next time you breathe in, lift your torso, reach both arms up. And then exhale, right hand comes down behind you. Press into your right hand, your right fingertips, and then lift your hips. Press into your left heel as well. You might be rooted now through your left foot. Lengthen your left side. You can turn your heart to look up if you want. Little modified wild thing. Take one more big deep breath. Lots of length, lots of space. And then everything comes back down. Find your way back to down dog however you would like to. I'm not even gonna give any ideas. I'm not giving you any ideas, you guys. You do you. All right, back in down dog. Just kind of feel around. Find your breath, Ujjayi, feel it, hear it. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Open your left hip, bend your knee, peel it open. Great place to stay, or option to flip your dog. Left foot steps down behind you. Left arm reaches forward, heart forward. Lift your hips and find strength in your back body. Breathe, one last round. Everybody, three-legged down dog, left leg extended. Lengthen through your left leg. One more inhale. Pigeon pose. Exhale, left shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. Take your time. Left hip pulls back as your heart moves forward. Take a different variation if you'd rather. Be here about 10 breaths for a little while. Rather than anticipating, are we almost done? Are we almost done? See if you can just be with it every single breath. Be present with what is. Breath by breath, take it in. About halfway there. Open mouth size at any time. All right, you guys, next breath or two, let's start to find our way into a seated position. So be very mindful, not just plopping yourself around, but slowly, mindfully. Right, leg swings around, both legs out in front of you, gentle shake out. And then windshield wipers. I wonder if you guys can hear the birds at my house. They're crazy. I'm gonna open the door so you can hear them for a second. The birds in my backyard are like out of control. We have a bird feeder back there, or not a bird feeder, like well, we have a bird feeder, but we have a fountain. They all come bathe in it, it's so cute. So a couple more times. And then after a few rounds here, we'll set up right leg extended, sole of left foot to right inner thigh. And kind of take a moment, rock forward so you're getting onto the front edge of your sit bones. Flex your right toes, press your foot into your leg, leg into your foot, sit up really tall, right hand on your thigh, left arm up. Inhale, get tall, 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 and then exhale, side body stretch, so slide your right hand down your right leg, reach your left fingertips forward. So you're reaching for the front of your mat or off the front of your mat. Some of you might be able to grab your toes. If I grab my big toe, then I kind of close down a little bit, so I just like to keep it here personally. You can do whatever works best. Press into the back of your right heel, and at the same time, imagine you're trying to press down through the back of your right thigh. Breathe into your left side. Off through your face, take a couple more breaths, root through your sit bones, flex your right toes. And then next inhale, lift your torso, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring your left hand down behind you, finger space away from your body. Push into the ground, lift your hips. So a modified side plank or more of a modified wild thing, it's up to you. Just expand, take up lots of space, breathe into that space, one last big deep breath. And then come back down. Both legs forward, all the way down onto your back. Full body stretch, so you can either take an active full body stretch or just a passive one. Let your arms reach overhead and relax. Let your legs extend and relax, or you can actively reach, maybe even reaching with one arm and then the other arm. Stretching through your side bodies. Almost like you're climbing an invisible rope. And then one last big inhale. If you were passive in your stretch, reach for just one last second. Reach. And then exhale, draw your knees in, gentle rock side to side. Let both knees fall over to the right and relax against the ground. Left arm out to the left. If you need to make any adjustments, please feel free to do so. Breathe. Back to center. And slowly find your way to the other side. Take a moment to kind of neutralize. So maybe rock it out, maybe give your knees a little squeeze, maybe you want another full body stretch. Eventually knees left, right arm out to the right, gaze up or over your right shoulder. Try to keep your right shoulder down away from your right ear, so pull it down, and then the back of your right shoulder is rooting towards the ground. If it's lifted a little, that's okay, but have the intention of pressing the back of your shoulder down. Big, deep Buddha belly breath. And then as you feel pretty much even on both sides, come back to center and find a happy baby pose. Pull down with your arms, press up through your heels, flex your toes. You can rock. You can lengthen one leg, both legs. Bring your legs together, bring your feet together, knees apart, lots of little ways to play with it. So feel free to be playful, give yourself a couple more breaths in happy baby. And if there's any other poses, stretches, movements you want to take to just complete your practice, finish off your practice. Give yourself a few rounds of breath to do so. Eventually to start settling into your Shavasana. And that can be the traditional corpse pose, arms out to your sides, palms face the sky. Legs extended, feet about mat width distance apart. And just really allowing gravity to hold you. Pull you down. It's looking heavy. If there's any other variation of Shavasana that you would rather take, feet on the ground with knees bent, constructed rest, or maybe you wanna put your legs up the wall at your house. And let your breath become effortless at this point. These last couple of moments are just for you to relax. Soak in all the efforts of your practice. So all that energy, that prana that's flowing through you, circulating within you, just really feel it soaking in. Give yourself the gift of these last couple of moments to simply just relax and just be. We've all had at least a taste of it, the falling away of everything. It can happen anywhere at any time. During a walk through the park or while listening to your favorite piece of music, perhaps while looking into the eyes of a loved one. All past and future fall away. All ideas of a future attainment, a future happiness, a future enlightenment simply dissolve into the vast, wide open space which embraces everything. In that falling away, there is a simplicity, an intimacy of freedom without a name. It's totally beyond words, and yet it's as obvious as breathing. It's a glimpse into what you really are beyond any story about who you are. That's Jeff Foster. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And slowly start to wiggle through fingers and toes. Roll onto your side, fetal position. Take a breath or two, just resting in this nurturing pose. And then guide yourself up into seated meditation to close our practice. So just sitting with your eyes closed, your hands gathered to your heart. Bow your head to your heart. Acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your body. Thank yourself for taking time out of your day to slow down and tune in and do your practice. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, friends. Thank you. You're awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely weekend. See you next Tuesday.
Thank you. The birds were
What'd you say?
The birds
What? Love you, Barb.